God called Gideon a mighty warrior, but Gideon was hiding in a hole, shaking. And that's exactly why this matters. Let me set the scene for you. Israel was being crushed by the Midianites. Every harvest season, the enemy would swarm in and destroy everything. The people of God were living in caves, starving and terrified. And Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress. Now, why does that matter? Because you thresh wheat on a hilltop where the wind could separate the grain. A winepress is a pit. Gideon was doing hilltop work in a hole because he was too afraid to be seen. This was not a mighty warrior. This was a man doing everything he could to stay invisible. And right into that pit, the angel of the Lord showed up. And the first words out of his mouth were, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Now stop. Think about what just happened. Jesus looked at the most afraid man in all of Israel and called him a warrior. And Gideon's response? He argued. He said, "If the Lord is with us, why has all this happened?" Then he said, "My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house." Gideon handed God a resume of his failures, his weakness, his smallness, his disqualifications. Sounds familiar? Maybe you've done the same thing. God put something on your heart and you argued back. "Not me, God. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I've failed too many times. I'm the wrong man." Why did God call Gideon a mighty warrior? Because God never names you by your current condition. He names you based on his assignment for your life. When God said mighty warrior, he was not describing who Gideon was in that moment. He was declaring who Gideon was designed to be. God's name for you is not a compliment. It is an assignment. It is a calling. It is a prophecy over your life. Gideon's fear was real. The enemy was real. The weakness was real. But God's name for him was realer. Brother, what has God been calling you that you keep rejecting? Leader, provider, husband, father, healed, free. Maybe you've been arguing with God the same way Gideon did, giving him your list of reasons why you can't. Your past, your failures, your insecurities, your mistakes. But God did not ask Gideon for his opinion about himself. God told Gideon who he was. And the turning point for Gideon was not when he lost his fear. The fear did not disappear. The turning point was when Gideon chose to obey his name, even while the fear was still there. That is faith, not the absence of fear, but trusting God's name for you than your name for yourself. And what happened next? God used Gideon to lead 300 men against an army of thousands, and they won. Not because Gideon stopped being afraid, but because God's name was the truth. And Gideon finally stopped arguing. So here's the word for you today. God is not waiting for you to feel qualified. He already named you. The question is not whether you feel like a warrior. The question is, will you stop correcting God and start walking in the name He gave you? God called a man hiding in a pit a mighty warrior, not because of what he was, but because of what God was about to do through him. And He is doing the same thing with you right now. Step into the name. I'm Kaoru. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. May God bless you. Until next time, take care.